Oh my God, I'm 50 and I finally figured out self love. It's not about perfection, it's about being raw, real, and authentic, and embracing who we are. So I dare you to join me on this journey. I'm Tina, and you're watching Unfiltered Self Love. Hi, Shauna. Thank you for joining
Hi.
me.
Hi,
So
my
ex-
dear.
so excited to see you again. And let's talk about the face again.
Yes. How's your skin been feeling?
Yes, a lot better. The vitamin C
Good.
serum was excellent. I've been taking the jojoba oil. How do you say
The
that?
whole button.
Yes, thank you.
Jojoba oil. Yes.
Yes, I've been putting that on, and I've been putting argan oil on. Is that how you say that?
Mhm. Yeah.
And
That's
then
that one.
something else I put on, and some
Mhm.
retinol in certain places, not all over my face. Well, not around my eyes. I think you told me not around my
Mhm.
eyes.
Yeah, if it
So
was
I've been
too
doing
much
it
for you.
other
Yeah.
places.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do feel that the wrinkles that were quite prominent have gone away. They're
Mhm.
not so prominent anymore. I haven't got rid of the rest of the wrinkles, but they haven't gotten worse. So,
Yes. Yeah.
and that's what you were saying, weren't you?
That's the name of the game is that we want to improve and we want to prevent, right? As much
Yes,
as possible. And now that you're doing routine, you start seeing the results.
that's right. And can you introduce yourself one again for
Yes.
everyone?
Yes, of course. Yeah. My name is Jana Gavrilov, and I'm practicing holistic esthetician and also a life coach. So I combine both in my treatment room, where I help women to kind of engage in harmonizing the inner and outer beauty. So
That's beautiful. I love that. It
thank
is
you.
so you too. I didn't know
I
you
love
were
it.
doing the coaching too. It's great. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of my last endeavors, and I got certified in coaching program, and now I'm doing a second level, more advanced coaching, which I think will help me to get more into helping women to with emotions, right? With stress level.
Yeah.
All of it shows in the face. So,
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? All over the body, really, inside and out. So
yeah.
that's a good lead in because, I talk a lot about mindset and about how our mind gives us our who we are, how we look, how we feel, like all of it, our posture, which I'm slouching, like everything. So let's just start with the face and then we'll go inside into the
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
So with women 40 plus, they're going through the menopause and all this stuff like we talked about is happening to our skin. What kind of treatments would you recommend that are not like someone like me who's a bit more natural and don't
Mhm.
and doesn't like invasive or surgery? What would you recommend just to help?
Yes, of course. So once the menopause, perimenopause starts, right, the hormones are all over the place. We're not producing as we used to. So unfortunately, it influences, right, on many levels and including our skin. So collagen elastin production slows down. The tone of the skin is not the same. The glow might not be there. So treatments will help to just kind of reinforce a little bit of the immune system of the skin. Will help to give it a nudge so it can be glowing again. I, as holistic esthetician, I like more nurturing treatment, something that, as I said, engages the immune system, stimulates the immune system, stimulates the cells to become healthier. Um, so that's the type of treatments I'd like to talk about. Now, there's a mainstream treatments as well. They are more based on concept of wounding the skin. So once you wound, it stimulates and makes the body, right, the cells to repair itself, which is, sounds really good, but it's a little too abusive for our, holistic aesthetics world, because
Yes.
wound never heals the same, so it's not like you're going to create this useful collagen like when you were 20 and 30-year old. It's going to be a different collagen. It's going to be collagen that heals a wound, so a different quality of it. So as far as holistic treatments, again, we do have to exfoliate, definitely. not extremely. I don't like deep burnings of the skin. Same thing, not too much wounding, right? So the treatments that I do involve infusion into the skin of active ingredients. So, and what are the active ingredients? Like we talked before, also vitamin A, like you said, you're using some of the retinol. I do like the retinaldehyde formula of it because again, it's a little less irritating, doesn't make you sensitive to the sun, but it's also very active and potent. And into the vitamin A, into the retinaldehyde formula, we mix a bunch of other ingredients. We mix, let's say, vitamin C, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. We mix a whole bunch of age management, anti-aging actives, the ingredients, creating this cocktail. We apply it on the skin, and we use what's called a Revita pen. So it's a device, kind of looks like a microneedling device that is used a lot in the mainstream, but this one does not have needles. The needles are basically rounded, so we call it nano device, nano needling. So there's no basically needles. They're rounded. There's no numbing needed, because numbing all over the face is also toxic. Think about it. You put the numbing cream all over the face and neck, so it's a big area. So if you want to say natural, as clean as possible, nano infusion would be active. It doesn't go as deep as actual needles dragging on your skin, but it's enough to push in active ingredients. Okay, so this is one of the really nice treatments that we infuse the treatments into the skin. Now, what else we're doing? We're doing the treatments that are stimulating repairing mechanisms of the skin. Like there's a treatment called skin revision enzyme therapy. That treatment exfoliates, it binds the toxins within the skin, it helps flushing them out. So lymphatic drainage is great in all its different ways that it can be done, whether it's manual or treatment-wise, like I just described. And then this skin revision enzyme therapy, which is actually very popular in England as well. Many countries do it. It's by DMK. Through reverse osmosis, it first flushes the toxins and then it brings back oxygen through dilation of blood vessels. So you see a lot of oxygenation on the surface of the skin. It's pretty incredible, actually.
That sounds really good.
Yes, because the more oxygenation and the better your blood vessels, this vascular health, the better your skin is going to look. You know, we start aging because of inflammation and because the vascular health is not so good. Like there's the oxygen doesn't go through as much. That's why massage as treatment is great, right? Because when you get either body massage or facial massage, a good sculpturing facial massage, you activate blood circulation. You get more and more saturation with oxygen of those skin tissues. So you look more glowing, lifting.
Yeah, we like that. We like glowing and lifting.
Yes, exactly. And as far as needling, because there's so much talk about microneedling this day and age, a lot of people like it. You know, for scars, people like it for scars, but for age management, kind of for us, right? If we're not talking about scars, but just skin rejuvenation, if to do the needling, I think that choose the least length of the needle. So there's 0.25. Yeah, there's the shortest one. And I do like the treatment that is actually not involving kind of working it on the skin kind of like this, because you're dragging basically the needle over the skin tissue. So think about it, kind of scratching. So there's a treatment that involves more of a stamping. Kind of it goes like this, stamp, 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 stamp. So it's up and down, tiny little needles up and down. That would not be so bad in my opinion. Doesn't even need numbing. So
wow.
Another treatment is red light therapy is great as well.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you about is this red light, because people are like, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's silly. How can it work?
I hear you. Well, actually, there's a lot of research lately has been done on red light therapy and skin rejuvenation. In short, how it works, the light emits photons that are absorbed by the skin cells, and it's absorbed by our mitochondria, which is a organelle in the skin cell, right? Everyone's talking about mitochondria now.
Yes, they are.
You
Yeah.
know, stimulation of mitochondria,
Wow.
whatever, you know. So, but why? Because it's responsible for the cell health. It's a energy plant of the cell. So it charges it, basically. In short, it charges it. It gives it more
Ah,
juice. And in turn, because the mitochondria is healthier, then the cell can have more of a regeneration happening. So like for
so
repair regeneration.
is the heat of the red light, is that what's helping rejuvenate, or is it just the light of the
It's
red
a
light?
light. It's a emitting of light. It's not really that hot. It's not hot. Red light
Okay.
therapy, it's not hot. It's pleasant. It's light. It's just light.
Okay.
Light emits those photons. Yeah. There's a infrared sauna that people like these days. So maybe
Yeah.
there's a little bit confusion. And that is a hot treatment, like you
Okay.
go into those saunas and you know you sweat, and they say there's a therapeutic effect because you sweat out the toxins. And some of those infrared saunas, they combine it with this red light therapy that we're talking about. So you get both. And
Would
there's a,
you recommend it? Would you recommend the
yeah,
sauna? Yeah.
yeah. You know, if you have redness on your skin a lot, like rosacea, and you get red a lot,
Yeah.
then it might be a little too stimulating. Like too much
Okay.
heat stimulates that rosacea, makes it a little worse because it's just a little too much heat, basically,
Yeah.
and the blood vessels become even more dilated. So you have to be kind of conscious of, okay, what kind of skin do I have? You know,
Yeah.
is this something what I need? Or maybe you take a cold washcloth and
Yeah.
you apply it to cool down the actual face. Because when you go to infrared,
So now that summer's coming up and we're getting sunshine, everyone, p- it's a 50-50. People like wear sunscreen, even it's a natural stuff, wear it. Other people like, you don't need sunscreen, don't be in the sun too long. What do you do, especially at, our age, going through perimenopause?
yes. Well, in my opinion, from all the training that I've had and research that I read, I think we do need sunscreen if you're outside for more than 15 minutes, especially in the hours of between in the summertime, right? Between 11 and 5 or wherever long the sun is high and the UV rays are really strong because it's damaging, and that's been known. Now the question is about what kind of sunscreen you're applying,
Yeah.
right? So we want to make sure it's not the sunscreens with toxins in it, because then yes, I would not recommend those kind. But just make sure it's your physical block sunscreen, not a chemical sunscreen. So there are two types, and usually the brands would disclose what kind of sunscreen they have. So
Okay.
yeah, mineral sunblock, physical block. That's what you want. Um,
Okay.
those should be benign, you know. And a lot of times they make sunscreens now that are a coral reef safe also, because we want to be conscious of that as well, right? And most of those actually, the ones that are not safe, they're the chemical ones, if I remember correctly. So
Okay. All right. All
definitely,
right, people,
definitely
then wear
something.
sunscreen.
Yes.
Take care of your
Yeah.
skin.
Exactly, exactly. Especially after treatments. Like even the treatments that we do, they're not extremely wounding, right, or abusive for the skin, but they still stimulate enough. We still exfoliate. We still create that, you know, skin sensitivity a little bit because we have to. It's just kind of like when you work out, right? You feel the pain a little bit afterwards, right? You feel that you got to do something to stimulate. It's not just like a little mask that we apply that you can do at home for yourself. No, professional treatments stimulate the skin. So you got to protect, especially the first 24 hours after the treatment. So sunscreen.
Okay. Sunscreen. All right. So if you're just out in short time, like going from your car to your doing a short walk or something, you're okay. If it's not high.
Yes, if it's not high UV rays, if you're early in the morning, right?
Yeah.
You're walking, if you have your hat on, I think we need some vitamin D, from the sun, right?
Yeah.
So for 15, 20 minutes, they say before the noon sun, it's actually could be beneficial. But the thing is, like, I would still prefer if I would do something special for me to get vitamin D from sun, right? I would protect my face with a hat, but I would, expose the body because they say you have to expose the trunk anyway in
Okay.
order to get that sun for vitamin D exposure.
Okay.
So I would protect my face. I would expose my legs, maybe my tummy or something.
Yeah.
But I protect my face. I protect my face.
So,
But again,
yeah.
one last thing I would say, I tell my clients is that, if you apply your sunscreen before you go to work, let's say in the morning, so you get to your car and then you drive 15 minutes, 20 minutes even to work, and then you stay at work for the next how many hours, there's no reason to use sunscreen, in my opinion.
Right.
Because first of all, you're not outside much, right? You're in the car, the sun is not high, and then sunscreen, it kind of expires in about 2.5 hours. So why do you wear sunscreen inside? And
Well,
then
that's interesting. 2.5
yeah,
hours.
yeah, maximum if it's a
Oh,
30
wow.
block, you have to
Okay.
reapply. With sunscreens, you have to reapply. So if you apply in the morning and then at noon you go outside to have lunch right on the sun, you're not protected. So,
Okay.
you either have to reapply or you don't sit on the sun.
Okay.
Especially in the
Yeah.
sun.
So I, living in England, it's not sunny right now.
Yeah, so easier for you, I guess.
So, and I'm as white can be, and I do my best. And as long as my hair is getting the heat hitting it, I'm fine because my hair's thin so much from living out here because I'm not getting as much sun as I did in California.
Yeah.
So I'm really like soaking it up. I'm like, oh yeah, heat the hair.
I hear you. Although,
Here's some sun.
did you know that you can actually, well, if the temperatures are high, obviously in the summertime, you can get sunburn even if it's overcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you have to protect your face if you're outside in the high temperatures, even if it's not sunny.
Okay. Yeah, it's not high temperature today.
Okay.
Very
fine.
high. Yeah, it's 55 right now or something.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, we don't get our summer for another couple weeks.
Okay. Okay. Well, at least it's not so cold.
No. Okay, so I want to talk about supplements for ourselves, for our skin.
Yeah.
So, we're changing, and I'm taking 1,000,002 supplements. I mean, I don't know what to take. I'm just taking all of them, like moringa, and I'm taking
all of them. I like that.
Vitamin C and soursop. I'm just like taking as much as I can to have nice skin and healthy insides, like my immune system. So what do you actually recommend for people, or do you recommend supplements at all for healthy skin? And does it count for inside first to outside, or what would you recommend?
Yes, internal support is important. Of course, I always go to diet, because if diet is not great, then supplements are not really gonna. I don't believe that supplements should be instead of diet, but at certain age, I think it's great to supplement with omegas. Omega is very important for skin health. It gives that helps with that skin plumpness, skin thickness, because our skin becomes thinner as we age, right? So that's what we want to maintain. So I love plant-based omegas, because it has all kinds. It has omega-7, even 3, 6, 9, and 7 even. So some of them are evening primrose oil and sea buckthorn oil.
Okay.
Those are really good for the skins, and vitamin E, obviously. So that's the supplement I recommend. Usually we have a supplement that contains all of that. So usually recommend that for my clients for inner support. Now also, liver plays a big role in collagen regeneration, skin
Hmm.
regeneration. So liver detox, keeping the liver healthy, liver supplements should help with good skin as well. So there's supplements for that. Ideally, of course, ideally, in ideal situation, it would be good to be under the care, let's say, of a functional doctor who could run your blood and see what are you lacking, right? People do take a bunch of supplements. It's such a big business. I do believe in supplements, but only when you really do know that this is what you need, like you're lacking this. So ideally, I would say it would be nice to actually know your numbers, so like what's going on. There's all kinds of functional tests right now. They're different from just the regular doctors, like blood work. You know, there are tests that they can do with your hair, with your urine, and with your blood to see what's going on, all kinds of things in your body nowadays. And then you supplement much more wisely, in my opinion. You know?
Oh, that is
Yeah.
such a good idea. Yeah. I'm going to
And
go to
then
my GP and say, hey, I need this and this and this test done. What am I lacking? Yeah.
yeah, that would be great. But the problem is with general practitioners is that they don't run all of those tests unless it's a general practitioner who is integrative, integrative.
Okay. So we'd need an
Yeah.
integrative, holistic. Okay.
Or we call them functional doctors here. So I
Functional
don't know.
doctors.
Functional doctor, yeah, integrative doctors. I think those
Okay.
gonna be actually the best doctors. They're MDs, but they also understand that that other side. So they integrate both.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be the ideal doctor to find. And
Yeah.
then you can cycle supplements, some of them you might need all the time, some of them you might want to cycle, so it's just
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. Like I run out of one and I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just take this for now. And then I think, oh, I should get that because it's good for my gut or something, right? Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah, so that's it's you have a good thinking here. The ideal situation would be we know exactly like what do you need for your gut.
Yeah.
What do you need
Would the cod liver oil supplement be in place of the omega-3 one, or is it different?
Well, cod liver oil does have omega, and it's very common. Omega. That's what people have been taking. I see that for the skin health, companies that I work with suggest plant-based. So I can't say one is so much better than other.
Yeah.
Maybe again, omega-7 considered to be good for your skin. So and sea buckthorn oil has all of those omegas. So maybe that's why. But I do see all of those supplements for the skin that are omega, they're more plant-based than not.
Okay.
So that's what, since I'm not a professional nutritionist or functional practitioner, like I always refer people. I do know enough to give my clients to what I know exactly for the skin. And
Right.
then if you want to go further, it's great to be, with the integrative doctor that you trust, obviously.
So for example, I eat a lot of avocado. I
Good.
love avocado. I know
Yes,
it's good
me
for the
too.
skin. I know
Yes.
it's good fat and healthy fat. So I eat like one avocado almost a day or
Good.
every other day or something. So would that help the skin over time?
Yes.
And then,
Avocado, nuts,
yeah,
wild caught fish,
yes.
all of
And
that.
I've been craving nuts, so I've been eating those like crazy. So I know that's something I've been missing with
Yeah.
cravings.
Yeah.
Also, the liver, you're talking about a liver
Mhm.
supplement. If you just eat liver,
It
that
helps. It helps. Yeah. In one of the liver regenerating supplements that we recommend through Osmosis Beauty Skincare, it has the liver, in the supplement.
Okay.
Bovine liver. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Absolutely. That's why I said first we go to nutrition. You eat meat
Yes.
and you can handle those. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some people
Absolutely.
can't stomach the liver, but
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, if it's cooked well, I remember when I
Yeah.
used to eat meat. I remember I used to
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, I did too. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I wanted to talk about the mind now. We did the
yeah,
inside, the outside,
yeah, my
but
favorite.
the mindset of our skin health and our just health in general and how we think about ourselves. What would you suggest that we do to strengthen our mind to help us feel and look younger?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the most important is, I think, is invest in your own self-development in whatever way, whether it's reading books, attending seminars, seeing coaches or therapists, or being a part of the group. Do practices, right? Self-care practices like meditation or journaling, breathing techniques, anything that help you become lighter feeling inside, right? Elevate your stress level, forgive, not keeping resentments. All of that will make you look younger already. Because I've seen a lot of women who spend lots of money on skincare treatments and their outlook just all around, right? Including clothing and whatever other services and personal training and all of that. But if their eyes are not useful and shining and light, right? They, they don't look so useful, honestly. And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about, if you're 45, look like 25, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But you can truly look, 5 to 10 years younger, like just younger. And a big part of it is how you feel inside. So the lighter you feel inside, the better, your life is, like, as far as like things happen in life. But
Yeah.
what I mean is how you respond to life, right?
Hmm.
How joyful you are. That is what's going to make you look lighter. Now, just for the skincare, as far as that part, that's my favorite. That's what I suggest to my clients. Every time you use skincare, think how you want your skin to be, right? Don't charge your products with negative thoughts,
Ah,
your stress or your, mountain of to do things,
yeah.
or like, again, sadness and pain and resentment, because products contain water. A lot of
Yes.
products, they based on water, and water can be charged with your thoughts. We already know it. We've seen it.
Mhm.
There's works of the Jeff Goop,
Emoto. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we know it. It works, and it's all of those years we see, all kinds of experiments. So don't charge it with negativity and then wear it all day long. How is that any good, right? So I
Yeah.
always suggest women to create their skin affirmation, and it can change, right? So lately for me, it's been, my skin is firm and smooth, or it can be firm and glow, whatever I feel
Yeah.
like, it can change. Um, like girls, when they work on acne, for example, even some adult women can have acne, and they say, well, let's start with clearing your skin, and then we'll go into inch management. So what would be your affirmation be? And sometimes they say, I want my skin to be clear and healthy, right? So that would be affirmation. So that's your goal, right? So the next step would be to visualize that, and not just visualize and say it kind of in the empty words way,
Right.
like I'm just gonna say it. No, you gotta conjure the feeling, right? Start practicing. How would you feel when you achieve your goal? I always say the best example is, when you book your vacation, you're not even there yet, but you already feel so, oh my gosh,
All
looking
excited
forward to it.
and
Feels so
happy.
good,
You
right?
glow.
Excited.
Yes.
Exactly. You already look everywhere what you need to take and how it's gonna be. You visualize it. You know, you don't even need to make a lot of effort. So that's how it is. You're already practicing feeling good, but you're not even there yet. So it's the same concept for your skin, and then everything will go so much faster, and I see it in my clients all the time. Those who actually embrace that, of course. So,
I
um,
completely
mhm.
believe that because I'm working on distressing. Like I'm an intense woman. I never knew it until I saw film of myself. working out and doing. I'm like, wow, I'm intense. So I'm
Well,
just learning to de-stress everything I'm doing in my life. I even took a job that is not a senior level job, so it's less
was
stressful
that
for me.
okay?
And everything and everything I do is going to make me feel good inside. Oh, I'm saying this bad stuff to myself. I'm not feeling good inside, and I'm talking myself out of saying the bad stuff.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
just working on it, observing what I'm saying, and just making sure, okay, do I feel good? Do I feel okay? So when I get anxiety easily because of my stress levels, I have a lot going on, but I'm working on, it's a practice. It's not
Yes.
ever perfect,
Yes.
but what am I saying to myself today that's causing the anxiety? Anxiety is future. It's a future thinking, and the
Yes.
future's not here yet. What can I do
Right.
today? What can I
Yes.
put in place today that would, or can I say to somebody to help this and
Yeah.
calm the hell down, you
Yes. You're
know?
practicing mindfulness, right? This is
Yeah.
mindfulness.
Well, even all
And
this stuff you're talking about with the meditation and the journaling, and I mean, that is distressing. That is really coming into the present moment. And it's
yeah,
pen to paper. Like, don't journal on the computer. It's like
I
pen
agree.
paper where you actually feel it. And there's
Yes.
it's something magical about all that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And with clients that I work with, sometimes I suggest, if they're open to journaling, is to actually journal all of everything that's on their mind, like, regarding the issue that they're stressing about. So you're basically
Yeah.
taking it out of your emotional body and putting it on the paper.
Yeah,
You know? And so you
exactly.
feel so much better after
So
doing that.
much better. I
Yes.
mean, and then just count your blessings. I know people say, well, think what you're grateful for. Well, I do that. And I'm like, oh, but when I count my blessings, like, I don't know, I know it's the same thing. It's very similar, but for me, it's a different way of wording because, you know, being great, write down 10 grateful things you are every day. And I've been doing this for over 20 years, writing 10
Mhm.
grateful things I am today. And maybe I'm just tired. So blessings are a lot more real for me. Like my blessings of, oh, wow, I'm blessed to have this job. Wow, it's a blessing. So kind of like putting a little magic into being grateful for
Yeah.
instead of it being a reach for. I'm reframing it for myself. I don't know if that helps, but I am reframing and it just makes me feel better. And I have this friend and he's like, wow, God bless you, he says, or oh, you're a blessing, or I have so much blessing. I'm so blessed in my life. I'm like, wow, that's a really nice way to frame it. Just like this, you're blessed. It's like, here's a little fairy dust. It's some magic for your little blessing.
Why not? Right.
Yeah,
I think what you're getting to with the saying blessed, because it's how it makes you feel when you say it.
that's
It's
true.
about feeling. So think about
Mm,
this. When you say, like, all right, 10 things you're grateful for, it's wonderful. But what about then actually feeling that thankfulness?
it is the
To actually
feeling.
embody it.
Yeah, it's the
So
feeling.
I think for you, when you're saying blessed, it creates that feeling inside that
Mm,
you actually,
I
that
actually am.
vibration changes. It's not just empty words, because
That's
that
right.
doesn't work. You can write them as much as we want or say them. You have to feel them, feel that gratitude,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
blessing.
And then I always say you vibrate at a higher level.
Exactly.
And, there's people I've talked to that don't understand vibration and person's
Mm-hmm.
energy and their vibration, which
Mm-hmm.
I thought was interesting. So even with the vibration that we are thinking these positive things and really feeling it like it's real for us, we tend
Yes.
to vibrate higher, which attracts more of that
Yeah.
energy, right?
Law of attraction.
Yeah,
That's how law of
exactly.
attraction works.
And I'm
Yes.
even thinking with like the way you look, right? How we look and how we feel about ourselves. If we are blessed to have what we have in our whatever health or whatever the good parts we think we have, we tend to start vibrating higher and we tend to look different. Like seriously, I've always had a pooch in my stomach. And the
Uh-huh.
other day I was in the coffee shop and the lady goes and looks at me and she goes, "Wow, you lost a lot of weight. You look so thin. Look at your stomach is so flat." And I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Huh?" And I look down, I'm like, "Oh, it is. How did this happen?" But the it's just the stuff I've been doing
Yeah.
and the people I'm meeting, and it's just lighting me up.
Yeah. And you're attracting in your life what you want.
I am, and I did.
Wonderful. That's
Yeah,
wonderful. I think it's every day's choice, honestly. You
it
have to
really is.
choose it every day. Otherwise, the human part, the ego part will take over. Every day
Oh,
we have choice.
don't get me wrong. It has, and it's like a week, and I'm like, "Oh God, I don't feel right. I'm not gonna record anything." And it takes something to get back into the high vibration that
Yes.
I
Yes.
was before. Like it's a wave, it's an up and down. So even when I talk about self-love, it's not always this and going higher and higher. It is this, "Ooh, we dipped. Oh, we got to
Oh
come
yeah.
back."
Oh yeah.
So it's just that. And I always say, "Great, you have a dip. Enjoy the dip because this is what life is about and you're living fully." Like you're
Yeah.
working on yourself, you're moving forward, you have these different thoughts, and this bad moment is the dip.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. When we feel good, we look younger, we're more vibrant, our face and eyes glow, and yeah,
Exactly. High vibration.
high vibrations,
Right?
baby.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, thank you so much
Of
for
course.
the interview again. I really appreciate it. And
It was joy talking to you, Tina, and
yeah,
loving your transformations.
you know, I'm going to stop recording. Thank you. Um,